Hey everyone, my name's Luis Mendez, and I'll be taking you through a walkthrough of this level with sort of a commentary over what my initial idea was, and design choices and all that. This initially started as I wanted a chase level, but I wanted to give the player a reason to chase something or be chased by something. And I snuck in and started it with sneaking into this facility because I wanted to get to the chasing as quickly as possible rather than having the players sneak through and then avoid enemies, decide to shoot enemies or not. I wanted to keep their interest for as long as possible. So that's why I kind of just went straight into it almost. So as you saw right there, we just hacked this information from a facility called Conscience, which has discovered this gene and isolated it to help create any human or make any human superhuman. And Conscience has found some buyers who were interested, and it was going to be sold the following morning, this information. So the player snuck in, took the information, and now they find that there's a third party involved who also wants that information. So now that we've been attacked by this bot, we've entered the chase scene. And the idea behind this is now chase down the bot and take the information back. And as you can see right here, it's got corridor shooter sort of concepts, but it's still got its elements of exploration. So regardless of if you decide to take one door versus another, or do one thing versus another, it'll still sort of lead to the same outcome, giving the player the illusion of choice. So later on, we'll see something like that with a propane tank that I'll get into later. And right here, when we entered this room, I made the pipe red to sort of draw the attention to the player there, make them look up and see that they need to go up. There's only one other way to get out of there. And it sort of worked during the play testing. There was some issues with this pipe right here that was initially gray, so I changed it to red and then it sort of fixed that issue. And right here we'll be entering that scene that I told you, the area with the propane tank. So right here, this propane tank can be blown up by the player, or if you hit a trigger later on, it'll also blow up regardless. But it gives the player that illusion of choice. And I needed that because it's essential to the next part of the level that I designed, which is a small sort of, it breaks up the chase and enters this little puzzle sequence here. So there's a door on the other side right there that the player needs to get to. And in order to do that, they need to go through all these cubicles, but there's fire obstacles in their way. So they weave in and out and sort of try to find a way out. Right there, I sort of went down the way that was right because I built the level. And there's more enemies, of course. Right here, it's also going to break up the chase and into this large warehouse. And initially, before I started playtesting, I had this right here with the area straight ahead and to the right is the exit. I had it on the other side on the left, and before I started the playtest, I realized players might not know where they needed to go. So in order to fix that issue, I put that part directly in front of them to let the player know I need to go here. How do I do that? And hopefully the crates are sort of something that people have in the back of their minds already with other games, having to solve puzzles, jumping over crates and all that. And there's also a crane that sort of draws the player's attention that way. And once we go into here, we'll enter the next part of the level, which is the pipe tunnel. And some people say that it reminds them of a Return of the Jedi sort of aspects to it, because it is kind of like that, just going straight down one tunnel. And I start this level with pipes directly in front of the player to sort of give them the idea that they might need to move out of the way. So right here we can use WASD for just the arrow keys. There's really no camera movement involved, it's just keys. And this steam right here was meant more to sort of hinder the player's view rather than damage them when they go through the steam. So like if you go here, there's all of a sudden there's a pipe, just sort of catching the player by surprise. And I had a big challenge creating this level because I had issues with collision when creating this with Unity. When I had a rigid body on this thing, it wouldn't detect the colliders on the walls and the ceiling and floor. So what I had to do was make the actual environment itself move on the Z-axis. So the player himself is just stationary, there's no depth to him at all. He's going up, down, and left and right, that's about it. The tunnel itself is moving down. And what I did was put triggers on the floors and walls and ceiling to stop the player from going in that direction through scripting, instead of actually stopping them through colliders. And once we go here, I'll load the final part of the level, which will sort of take us to the very end. And it leads into the next level, which is we've been captured by these robots, and now we need to escape, hopefully with the information we just stole. And if you see on the laptop right there, that's my business card information. And I want to thank you if you've even gotten to this point of the video for watching and listening to the commentary. And I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Bye.